Hi guys, so we've made it to Act 1, Scene 5. So don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notifications when I upload the next video. So let's get going. So the key character, in this scene we meet Lady Macbeth. So key themes: masculinity, ambition, power and the supernatural. So in this scene we meet Lady Macbeth for the first time, after she just received a letter from her husband revealing all that he was promised. Here she lets the audience in on her vile and disloyal plans to welcome the king in, showing a false face before ending his life. So key quotations: "I fear thy nature is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way." So here's a metaphor of the milk of human kindness. It reflects Macbeth's noble and valiant nature. So she thinks that he's too loyal and faithful to consider even carrying out such a task. "Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it." So here she's stating that she knows that he is an ambitious man, but she makes it clear that he might not have the ambition to actually kill the king. So he can protect the king, kill in battle, but to actually commit the act of regicide, she doesn't believe he has that ambition. "I may pour my spirits in thine ear and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden realm." So here we see Lady Macbeth's true intentions. So she intends to manipulate her husband, forcing him to take in her evil ambitions by infecting him with her dark spirits and her courageous beliefs that they'll succeed. She, like the witches, will tell Macbeth of great fortunes he can have if he acts on her dark desires. She plans to poison him with darkness. Here, we've got links to the supernatural. She says, "Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty." So here she's calling out to dark spirits to enter her and allow her to become as cruel as needed to carry out such an act. So this reveals that she herself isn't as dark as she needs to be to kill God's human vessel or convince her husband. She offers up her womanhood and her ability to create life. She asks them to unsex me, make me more masculine. She says, "Take my milk for gall," so exchange my milk that should be used to help grow a little human and turn it into poison. Here, there's a belief that her femininity will negatively impact her true intentions. She says, "Come, thick night, and pale leave in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wounds it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of dark to cry." So it shows her in some sort of a human light because she fears being held accountable for this. It also links to Macbeth in the previous scene where he doesn't want heaven to see what his true intentions are. It also reveals her ambitious nature because she asks him to bring forth hellish darkness to cover the evil deed. She doesn't want heaven to see what she's done. This makes it clear that she, like her husband, is completely aware of how immoral it is to do this. She tells Macbeth to look like the innocent flower but be the serpent under. So it's a simile of religious imagery used to trigger the audience because serpents are symbolic of power, of temptation. It's also sinister and an evil creature religiously. So this links to the theme of appearance versus reality because look as though you are pure like a flower, but be evil underneath that. So this is the first time the audience is introduced to Lady Macbeth. So consider why Shakespeare writes this scene from her perspective alone. So she's on stage and she reads her husband's letter. So it's setting up the scene with Lady Macbeth alone. It gives the audience clear insight into her evil ambition. It focuses all of their attention on her masculine and sinister, horrific and immoral character as she plots to seduce her husband with evil thoughts. She's not even met the witches, but she's immediately excited and asserts that she wishes to bring forth the prophecies. She's willing to relinquish her femininity in exchange for the dark spirits. Shakespeare juxtaposes the images of heaven and hell in this scene to reveal the powers at play for the Macbeths. His use of pathetic fallacy creates a tense atmosphere inside their castle, because the audience that were religious and God-fearing themselves would have been able to relate to Lady Macbeth's fear of heaven peeping through, and see that her desire for darkness and cruelty to fill her is necessary in order for her to have the courage to commit the sin or to encourage her husband to do so. So her calling out to the darkness is similar to that of the witches who've already essentially given themselves to the devil. The dark links to the supernatural are utilised by Shakespeare to reveal the malicious and evil character of Lady Macbeth. How selfish she would have been perceived by the audience for attempting to give up the gift women were given to be able to bring life into the world. So some contextual factors. So Lady Macbeth, she is literally the antithesis of what a woman in Shakespearean England was expected to be. She rejects her role as a submissive, pure, motherly woman in the pursuit of strength and the ambition and cruelty and determination of a man. She emasculates her husband, critiquing him for being honourable and trustworthy, knowing he's ambitious, but not believing that he's manly or ambitious enough to carry this out. So her desire for growth, however, is still determined by a man. Women were expected to be pious, loyal and caring, but Lady Macbeth is anything but. So we've also got contextual factors of the supernatural, which link to beliefs of religion and the great chain of being. So the supernatural in this scene is dark and would have frightened the religious and respectful audience in the 17th century. The audience would have been disgusted at Lady Macbeth's hunger for power and her intention to disrupt the great chain of being, where the king is seated just beneath the gods. Gloss up your glossary. So the milk of human kindness is his natural human goodness. To chastise is to beat down with an argument. So here she plans to seduce her husband with her evil plans. Metaphysical is the supernatural. Compunctious is guilt. Beguile is the trick. And obviously gall is poison. So she says, take my milk, take my blessing that God's given me, and fill me up with poison so that I'm able to do this. I'm able to bring my husband to the place where he's ready to commit this sin. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you made a lot of useful notes. If you have not watched my previous video, go back and make notes on those. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, give it a like so that you get notifications when I upload the next video. So good luck, guys.